In the small village of Shantipur lived a humble milk seller named Mohan. He owned 2 cows and a tiny mud house at the edge of the village. Mohan had a 7-year-old daughter named Tara, who was as bright as the morning sun and as quick as a sparrow. Every day before sunrise, Tara helped her father milk the cows. Carrying a small metal can that seemed almost as big as her, she went door to door delivering fresh milk before rushing to the village school. Despite her young age, Tara was responsible and cheerful. She greeted everyone with a smile, especially old Leela, who always said, "This little girl will do something great one day." Tara would laugh shyly and run off to school, her braids bouncing behind her. One day, news spread that a new teacher had arrived in the village. His name was Arvind, a soft-spoken man who had come from the city to teach at the government school. When Tara delivered milk to Leela that morning, the old woman said, "From tomorrow, take half a liter of milk to the new teacher's house, too. He has just moved in." The next morning, Tara nervously knocked on Arvind's door. "Sir, I've brought milk. Would you like half a liter daily?" she asked politely. Arvind looked at the small girl standing confidently before him and smiled. "Yes, thank you. And what is your name?" "Tara, sir." "Do you go to school, Tara?" "Yes, sir. I'm in 2nd grade." Arvind noticed the spark in her eyes. Later in class, he asked the students some math questions. While many struggled, Tara answered quickly and confidently. Impressed, he said, "Confidence is your greatest strength. Never lose it." After a few weeks, Tara heard from her friend Ronnie that Arvind gave free evening lessons at home for children who wanted extra help. Tara longed to attend, but she had to deliver milk again in the evenings. When she shyly asked Arvind if she could study with him in the early mornings instead, he agreed without hesitation. Under the dim glow of a kerosene lamp, Tara began studying before dawn. Arvind guided her with patience, while Ronnie and another boy named Imran often joined her during weekends. They became a small group of dreamers in a quiet village. Then one year, disaster struck. Dark clouds gathered, and heavy rains lashed Shantipur for 2 days without stopping. The river overflowed, flooding fields and homes. Mohan's fragile hut collapsed, and one of their cows was swept away. With nowhere to go, Mohan and Tara took shelter in the village school. When the floods subsided, they returned to find their home destroyed. Mohan sat silently, staring at the ruins of his hard work. Tara placed her small hand on his shoulder, but even she couldn't hide her tears. When Arvind heard about their loss, he immediately called them to his house. "Mohan, Tara is one of the brightest students I've ever taught," he said firmly. "Her education must not stop. Please accept this money to buy another cow and rebuild your life." Mohan hesitated, but Arvind insisted. "This is not charity. This is an investment in Tara's future." With renewed hope, Mohan bought a cow and slowly restarted his milk business. Tara continued her studies with even greater determination. Years passed, and her hard work bore fruit. She earned scholarships, studied in the city, and eventually became a doctor. Not just any doctor, but a skilled surgeon known for her compassion. Dr. Tara returned often to rural areas, organizing free medical camps with her colleague Samir. She believed no one should suffer because they were poor. One stormy night, Tara received an urgent call. A wealthy businessman in the city required emergency surgery, and Samir needed her assistance. Without delay, she set off with her driver, Raghav. The journey was treacherous. Heavy rain blocked the highway with fallen trees. forced to take a muddy shortcut through a village called Devpur. Their car got stuck. As they waited helplessly, a man carrying a lantern approached. "You look stranded," he said. "My employer lives nearby. You can stay the night." With no other option, Tara agreed. Inside the modest but sturdy house, Tara heard someone coughing painfully in another room. The caretaker explained, "My master has been ill for months. Since his wife passed, he has had no one." Tara's instincts as a doctor took over. She examined the man and realized he needed immediate minor surgery to prevent a serious complication. Using the medical supplies she carried, she performed the procedure that very night, with Raghav and the caretaker assisting her. By morning, the patient was stable. Tara left quietly for the city, where Samir had already completed the businessman's surgery successfully. After finishing her duties there, she insisted on returning to Devpur. When she walked into the house again, the recovering man looked at her closely. "You saved my life," he said weakly. "May I know your name?" "I'm Tara," she replied gently. The man's eyes widened. "Tara? From Shantipur?" She froze. "Yes. How do you know?" "I am Arvind." For a moment, time stood still. The teacher who had once believed in her when she was just a milk seller's daughter was now sitting before her. "Sir," she whispered, tears filling her eyes, "it's because of you that I stand here today." Arvind smiled faintly. "No, Tara, it was your hard work. I only lit a small lamp." She shook her head. "When our house was destroyed, you rebuilt our hope. You ensured my education never stopped. Whatever I am today is because you cared." Arvind had retired and moved to Devpur after his wife's passing, choosing a quiet life, but illness had left him weak and alone. "Come with me," Tara said firmly. "You will not stay alone anymore. You are family." At first he refused, not wanting to be a burden, but Tara insisted, just as he once had when offering help to her father. Arvind moved into Tara's home, where Mohan, now older but proud, welcomed him warmly. Tara cared for her teacher as lovingly as she did for her patients. Rani had become a school principal, and Imran a social worker, and together they often visited, laughing about their childhood lessons under the kerosene lamp. Years later, when Arvind peacefully passed away, he did so surrounded by the very student whose life he had once shaped with kindness. Tara continued her medical camps, often telling young students in villages, "Never underestimate the power of education and encouragement. One act of kindness can change a lifetime." The moral of the story is that kindness and faith in someone's potential never go to waste. When we lift others during their darkest times, life finds a way to return that goodness in unexpected and beautiful ways.